Hello everyone, it is I, Dave Platinum. And as many of you will be aware, I recently came into possession once again of the DWF title, the title that I'm most famously known for. And the difference between this title and, me holding the title this time is the first 10 times I held it, I actually went out and wrestled for it and won it. What's happened this time is that Bert Wallace, aka the Raging Alsatian, who owned DWF, actually left it to me in his will, which I think was, really nice of him. I'm privileged and honoured to have been thought of like that. He left me a letter explaining why he left the title to me, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read you a few bits from the letter. I'm not going to read it all because some of it's, personal and meant for me. But I will say he does thank me for visiting him in the hospital. He does point out how wonderful he thinks Sophie is and how much he loved the pictures of my son. How he thinks my son's a double of me. Sorry, I'm just trying to clear my throat. And most of my close friends and that will get to see this letter, but some of the more personal things I'll be not putting in, but I want to read a couple of things out to you, which I think is nice. He says, "I'm thrilled that you finally got to meet your idol Matt Hardy because you never shut up about him, and it's good to see that some things never change. I think it's amazing that he's dubbed you his disciple. Personally, I find it very appropriate considering your unyielding support of him," which technically is true. When I wrestled in DWF, I never shut up about Matt Hardy. I actually used Matt Hardy's side effect as my finisher, which I call the Platinum Finish. And every time I'd come in, I'd be saying to Bert, "Did you see Matt Hardy's match against MVP? Or did you see Matt Hardy's matches against Edge? Did you see Matt Hardy's match against this person?" I was going through everything. And he once said to me, "Dave, you do realise there are other wrestlers in the world than Matt Hardy, don't you?" I said, "Yeah, just not as good." But, alas, moving on. He goes into details, says, "I've left the DWF title to you for several reasons." And he goes on to say that there was a vote among the DWF fans as to who was their favourite DWF superstar of all time, and he explains in the letter that Dave Platinum got 63% of the votes, which I'm amazed and flattered by. So to all the DWF fans, thank you. That touches my heart, and thank you for that. 63% of the votes is something incredible. In addition to this, you held the title a record 10 times, and I had some of his personal favourite matches that he'd seen since starting the Federation 20 years ago. Damn near killed myself half the time, but moving on. But he says that the main reason is that nobody truly embodied the spirit of DWF like Dave Platinum. He seemed to live and breathe it, which is why I always referred to you as the heart and soul of the DWF. Which, that's true, he always did. He goes on to say that I was an inspiring young man. One of the most he'd ever had the privilege of knowing. And what he admired about me was that I was the constant professional, always trying to improve myself. I'll read the last little line, actually. He says, "In closing, Dave, the DWF title is back where it belongs with the icon of DWF. Treasure it always and wear it with pride and honour. Remember, I will be watching. I'm going to miss our Pepsi chats." Yeah. So, with that in mind, all I have to say is to Bert Wallace, aka the Raging Alsatian, thank you. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to wrestle and do what I love doing. Thank you so much for helping me whenever I was questioning myself or whenever I was down. And thank you for thinking of me at this time. as per Bert and his family's request, the DWF ended with him. So I am the final and last DWF champion, as per his and his family's request. So I'm very privileged and very honoured to that. So in closing, thanks for the time. Thank you, Bert, and to all the loyal fans who voted, and for all my friends and family who supported me. Thank you very much. And as Matt Hardy always says, be well and adios, amigos.